Okay, hi guys. I'm back. Uh, I've been very busy last few days, so I haven't been streaming until today. And what I have now is the one of the latest release from NuNu, the Audi A4 BTCC Champion from 1996 race, and it's a 1:24 scale. So let's have a look what's inside. Okay. As usual, we have the body, clear parts, wheels, chrome parts, and here are two sprue with a very small sprue. These are the brake disc and the calipers, and some of the driving shafts and driving trains, and in the bottom part of the engine and the gearbox. We'll put them together later on. And the tires. And here is a sprue, a large sprue with the roll cage and the bumpers, the exhaust pipes, and some interior parts. And then the bottom of the chassis, the door panels, the combing for the instrument panels, and the interior, the cockpit interior, the front. I think this is the front. What do you call it? It's not. Is it a splinter? Maybe it's a splinter. Okay. So these are all the sprues, and then we have the decal, which we will not do it tonight. We can certainly look at it later. And then we have the instruction. Okay. And the usual instruction from NuNu, with the main illustration from the box, some information about the car, and then we have the recommended paint list. These are Gunzi, Mr. Color, both the Mr. Color, which is the lacquered color, and also the water-based color. And then some symbol for construction steps. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 total steps. 16 is just an illustration of the complete model. So there are only 15 steps. And of course, we have the decaling instruction for the placements of decal. And at the back there is the illustrations of all the sprues inside the kits, and the there's a masking sheet for the window, and then there's a decal sheet and a mesh and some and the tires. Okay, it's again the 1:24 scaled kit, pretty much of a standard. The construction is pretty much. Let me get the keyboard away so I can move the instruction around. So it's pretty standard, pretty much like what other NuNu kits contents are very similar to the other kits. So I think it's not very useful just looking at the sprues. So let's start building the kit together, and we can see how all the parts go together. And then later we can check the shape of the body and all that. Okay, let me go in a little bit. So we can see the step one. It's the chassis assembly. So let's take the main parts out. And if everybody excuse me, I have to turn on the light because once we go close up to the parts, the lights might not be enough. I have to switch on the light. So bear with me the change of the lighting situation. And then the camera will slowly adjust to the more lights. Okay, I think it's steady enough now. Okay, let's get the main chassis part out. Well, I will not do a lot of cleaning of the parts because it may take up too much time and it's okay. So the second is B2 and B4. So I have to get the sprue B out. The second large sprue is the sprue B. Okay, part B2. B2 is B2. Okay. B4. This is B4. Oops. B2, B4, B4, B15, which is the exhaust, and then the other two parts is are C4 and C1. So let's get part C out. Part C is this large one in the smaller bag of spruce. Okay, the main driving train contains the bottom of the engine and also the gearbox, and then with the back of the rear of the driving train, and then part one C1. Okay, okay. Let's see. I suppose this need to go on the bottom tray first. So let's give it a rough cleanup of the ejection of the injection gate. Okay. So you can see the part is relatively the injection of the parts is relatively clean with you cannot see with very little parting line. So it's the injection is pretty nice, and then the bottoms will go this way with the let's see. Okay. Again, if possible, I like to put the glue from the back of the position and pins. So it needs a little glue on put a little glue on the side of the part. And I think maybe the next part that should go on there is the exhaust system. Again, the molding is quite clean and quite sharp, and it's a lot of not a lot of cleaning up needs to do. Uh, like I use my home mix sanding pad, sanding block, whatever you like to call it, sanding tools. That clean up the injection, the parting line very simple, very easily. Okay, and yeah, maybe I'll clean this gate up a little bit. Again, I cannot say praise enough the God hand nipper. I know there are other alternatives, but I haven't tried other alternatives. This God hand nipper a long time ago, and I still is still providing me uh, perfect service. Okay, I just clean up a little bit. No, there's no point wasting time in doing this. Okay, and then there's location pin. Okay, there are three location pins. One is at the back there. One is here, and there's one here. Here. Well, this part goes on quite well. You need to uh, need to wait for it to dry. I think it helps with oh hi. I don't know whether oh I know how to pronounce your name. Ride the Wind. Yeah. Good evening. I'm well. Just a bit busy last few days. Um, a bit of drinking to do every night. So I'm good. I hope you're well too. Um, let me see. And okay, the exhaust seems to be solidified well enough. And then let's put the back. Whatever this is the thing it has to do with the suspension a little bit. Let's see. It's pointing this way. Uh, uh, oh, sorry. Pointing is this part. This. Oh, I should have put this in first. So I just slip it underneath the exhaust. So when you guys build this, remember, maybe you should put this part number C1 in there first. Yeah, install number C1 first. Here we go. But then again, it's not difficult to slip this underneath the exhaust pipe. Let me get my tweezer out. So C1 goes in first, then the exhaust pipe, then B4, part B4. Um, all the parts seems to fit quite well so far. Okay, that's pointing. The opening points to the front. Ah, this needs to go on. This needs to go in first before putting the exhaust pipe. So I need to pull this out first. So you guys remember again. Maybe the exhaust pipe should be installed at the very last in this stage. So that both blue from the back. Okay. Also here. So give it a light push. Let let all the location pin insert all the way into the little holes, and then hold it for 10 to 30 seconds. Let it dry to the touch. Okay, and then let's do this couple of holes one by one. We need to after these two dry, and we need to push this in to let this dry. Okay, and then the other side. Let it dry a little bit more. Okay, then let's put some glue here since we pull it off a little bit. It's okay. It's still the glue still work there, but a little additional glue makes make sure it stays in there tightly. And then for the part B2, which is the front wishbone, front suspension system, sometimes the position of the gate will not allow you to cut, cut or trim off the injection gate by one go because simply because of the position of the gate. So I will just trim it with the nipper slowly. Uh, can't can't stand it, and then I can't resist cleaning up the parts. And then this thing, it fits here. Okay, let's clean this area out because this will show quite clearly in the complete component, complete assembled. This this part we need to put the glue from outside because we cannot reach the location pin from inside. So we need to put glue on the part itself. But as long as you don't touch it before it dry, then the glue will evaporate without any noticing mark on it. Also, this too needs to put the glue from the outside on the parts itself. So I'll leave it to dry. Hmm. So far, it's a very relatively easy to build kit so far, and I just want to make sure I have every parts in place before I proceed to step two. For the step two, it's more bracing. I think this is a metal bracing for the chassis to strengthen the chassis, and then the this is part of the oil tank, and then the protection plate, which is protect the back of the suspension and the driving train. Let's get these part out. B1, part B. Okay, sprue B, B1. Again, the gate it's located. Gates are located in an area where the nipper cannot reach um, to clean the gates in one go. So I always, but I always try to cut the part out, leaving a bit of the gates on the parts because um, it's better to trim it out after the parts come off from the sprue. And then we need A3 from sprue A. Okay. And I clean up the gate because when the parts is trimmed off from the tree, you are it's much easier to clean up the gates. Oh, okay. Then from the back, what the location pin is. So far, the fit of all the parts are very good, and the location pins is easy to locate. Okay, let's clean the gate out a little bit. This part a bit delicate because it's very thin, and clean it up. You need to clean it up with care. And here, okay, this goes in here. Okay. This needs a bit care in putting in the glue. And you can see the location pin from the back. Okay. Okay. And the protection plate, the part B11. So this part actually the parting line of the mold is right on the edge of the part, and it actually looks too sharp. So normally I will give the whole part a sand all around the edges, but to save time, sanding is much better, right? But to save time, I just scrape it. You know, clean up the sharp edges with scraping the edges with the modeling knives, so it looks more like a sheet of metal. You know, with the edge, with a clean, slightly round edge instead of very sharp, pointy edge. See, it looks more like a piece of metal now rather than like an injection part from a mold, because the parting line is much less obvious now. Okay, it's good enough for now, I guess. Here you go, good enough for now. And this goes on the exhaust pipe area, and it's let me see this thing, like, oh, okay, that goes on here, and so the only place that can be glued together is this location pin at the middle of the differentiate. And then I clean up the edge with a bit of liquid cement. And here two areas should strengthen the joint of the parts. Okay. And then we also have D4, which is the tailpipe, end of the tailpipe. D3 and D4. D3 and D4 are these two little rings here, very delicate. For me, this is 4, this is 3. Right? It's a bit difficult to put this part on if you trim it out. And also cleaning the part is a bit more, it's a bit difficult. So what I'll do is I'll make use of the tree. Oops. And I'll glue the part onto the pipe with the tree still attached on the part. And I make sure the rest of the sprue is sticking out one direction on this one, where I make sure the area is easy for me to trim it and then clean it with sanding paper, with sanding. Because the sprue sometimes is a really good helper in putting parts together, especially small parts like this. Okay, well, at least that's what I like to do. And I think for this particular part, the sprue is better pointing outward instead of upward. Then carefully put the glue on. Make sure it just go onto the joint. And try not to touch the glue. Now I'll leave them on to dry. And then we come to step 3. And it's the upright and also the dampers. So I need to be careful because I may get them mixed up, the D11 and D12 and also D17 and D18 and the upright. So I must be very careful and then trim them out one by one, assemble them one by one. So let's get this is the front part, and we're supposed to perform the assembling from the top of the bottom tray or bottom pan, and D11 is the first one. So this is D11. The gate here is difficult to trim very cleanly, so I just do the best with my nipper and then clean the gates out with my knife. There's also I don't know whether you can see it, ejection pin mark there. So I also clean that up with my modeling knife. Then this area will clean up with sanding, sand it clean, sand it smooth with my sanding pad. Then clean up the cutting line. There's also an ejection pin mark there, so I'll also clean that up. Okay, so this one with the TN pointing upward, this goes on to here. Uh, yeah, I think this one go through the upper suspension arm with the bottom pin. Location there, and then the T-shape arm goes into the I hope you see it clearly. So that's the position of the damper. Then I'll put slightly fiddly, but still it's the part fits quite well, and then the leftover pin that sticks out, I will cut it off. And then the next part is D12. Okay, so this up. This ejection pin mark will be pointing at the back of the car, but it will not be that obvious. But anyways, it's better to clean it up. I mean, it's not that difficult to clean up this ejection pin mark. You know, actually, it's easier to clean up ejection marks that are sticking out instead of okay. And then there is this one here, just a bit of sanding here. Then clean up the gate here. This one again. Okay, go through the upper arm or suspension arm. Oops. Oops. Go through the upper suspension arm. And this is the the front damper and the suspension system. Come on, get the direction right. Focus. Yeah. Okay. And then let's do the front upright. D19. D19. This is D19. Slight cleanup. Quick cleanup. Okay. With the steering okay, with the steering attachment pointing backward. Slightly bending the wishbones, and then just slip it in. Okay. Easy. Okay, then we come to part D20. I just remember Ride the Wind. That is a song titled Ride with the Wind. Do you know there's a song with that title? Have you ever heard that? Huh? I actually have it on my Apple Music. Ride with the Wind. So bend the wishbone arm a little bit, like that. Okay. And then the B13, which is the steering rod. Well, actually, the build so far is quite enjoyable. Um, um, the assembling process is quite simple, and the fit of the part is very good. Okay, again, there's two pretty obvious ejection pin mark. I just cut it off with my nippers and clean it up with a modern knife. The plastic is soft enough for easy framing and sanding. There's also ejection pin mark at the C clamp, and so I just quickly clean it up with my modern knife. Okay, if you really want the steering mechanism work smoothly, you should actually trim this area a little bit because the also on the right side of the arch, just slightly. Then the steering mechanism will move much smoother. Okay, and then next is the back of the suspension arm. So it needs damper D number 17. Damper number D17. D17 is this one. Let's see. This goes. So I think I also need the D14 and also need the upright. D14. Almost cut, almost cut the wrong part. Oh hell! I've trimmed the. I've cut off the location pin. So you guys make sure you don't cut off the location pin because the location pin of this part is square and it's easy to mistaken that is the injection gate. But I think it will. It can go in. It still can fit in there quite without problem. So let's see how this goes. Hang on, that's the injection pin mark here. So that's the injection pin mark. So I'll put the pin somewhere. This thing go pointing up with the thick area goes fit into the upright. To keep it in place, I'd give it a dab of glue before I install them onto the wheel well. So when you guys do this, maybe it's easier just to install the damper onto the bottom of the chassis first. Oh, good. Because I left a little of the location pin there, so I can still slip the location pin onto the bottom part of this wishbone arms. And then with glue here. Slightly fiddly, but no major problem. Now let's do the D18 and D13. D18 and D13. Now make sure you don't trim off the location pin. So this square part is the location pin. So don't cut it off completely. Still like to clean it up a little bit, but don't cut it off completely like I did before. Okay. Ah, okay. I'll check the name title of the song. I mean, you probably you are probably too young to hear that song. That's I think the guy only had two popular songs. I don't know whether you heard of the movie Arthur with Dudley Moore as the main character. That's one of the songs that this guy wrote. I forgot his name. You can just install the D18. With the round pick. Round pick goes on first. This you really need a pair of tweezer to help you assemble the these parts. Make sure the direction is correct. Then a dab of glue to keep it in place. Again with a slight bend of the wishbone. Okay. Yep, definitely get yourself a pair of good tweezers and help help assembling the most of the time. Now I can trim off the excess sprue from the exhaust tailpipe, and then it's easier to sand. Now this is my mistake. I trim too much. That's why maybe I should be trim it off little by little. Yeah, when you guys trim off the tailpipe, be very careful. Uh, take more care when trimming off the or install these two parts, D3 and D4, onto the exhaust system before, in step one instead of step two, and then clean it up, cleaning them up will be much easier. Yeah, I think that's better. It's better to put it on first before assemble the exhaust system onto the chassis. Okay, step 3 complete. Oh, that took an hour. And then the brake disc. It should be simple. Here are the brake discs. Let's make sure I don't make mistake putting the wrong one on the wrong side. C14 goes on the front right. C14. This is C14. And again, slight quick scrape with the modeling knife. And then I need the polycaps. Polycaps is in the back of tires. Hmm. Okay, it's a very slug fit. So I cut the polycap open a little bit so that when I install the wheels, it's not that tight since the polycap, the fit of the polycap onto the upright is very tight. And then okay, you go. And then the brake goes on. The brake disc goes on. Yeah, yeah. Okay, the other side. And make sure you trim the polycap very cleanly. Then I slit it open before I install onto the upright. The ejection gate is in the way. So clean up the injection gate a bit more. Open up the hole a little bit more with molding knife. Hopefully they can go in much easier. Yeah, yeah, that goes in quite easy. So remember, give a give a quick swoosh around the opening with your molding knife. Then the C13. Then the polycap can slip in quite easily. Okay, okay, the back. And try to trim this as clean as possible, even cut a bit off from the cap. Slit it open, see if it goes on easier. Where did it go? It, well, it's partly because the fit is tight. It's partly because of the glove I'm wearing. I hate this. Okay, again, quick swoosh to open up the hole a little bit on the top side. Okay, this one goes in without problem. Let's just okay. And let's see, 16 on the left rear, 16. Sixteen on the left rear. That's a little negative camber on this, and both front wheel has negative camber angle. Okay, Okay. Uh, step 4 complete. I think that's complete the assembly of the chassis. Um, and then next we come to step 5, which is the assemble of the cockpit. Okay, we'll put this aside, let the glue dry. The main part of the cockpit is on sprue A. So just coming from behind. That's what the modeling program taught me. And then the B10, which is the this is B10, just the back of the cockpit. And we have the B12, D10, all the take out B12 first, B12. And then we have B14, which is the fire extinguisher. Extinguisher, yes. And then the rest are from sprue D. This is the small sprue, sprue D. D10. This is D10. And then D line. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parts. That's it. Let's clean up the parts. It's like quick, do a quick cleanup. Okay, this part goes on first. Like this. Okay, from this side, then actually we should clean this edge up. Better. So the fit is better. Okay, that looks better. Again, from the back. I give a light swipe of glue on this side because of the sanding edge on this part to round it off a little bit. I should have sent it better. If I send it, if I had sent it better, the fit would be better. Uh, I should have sent it more at an angle. But anyways, it's good enough for now. And then the fire extinguisher. And this goes on here. Okay. Again, glue from the back. But it's even better if the part is painted, because if you glue the the location pin, then you won't smear the paint, and also the joint is stronger because paint doesn't stick. Paint glue doesn't work too well with painted surface. Can I clean up this part? Sanding. Let's quickly. And this part goes on here. Let's, yeah. Well, maybe. Hang on. Wait. Oh, the ejection gauge is here. So we clean it because it's the joining area of the part. So you must clean up the gate here, or else the part will not fit correctly. Okay. Now it sits better. I can hold it from this side. And I can put glue from here because it won't be seen. And then this part number B12. Okay, now I see how this part goes together. I think when you guys build this, you should glue D10 and D12 together first before installing them onto the chassis or onto the cockpit floor. Even though it won't be seen that clearly, but it's better to clean up the joint line there before assemble this component onto the cockpit floor. Okay, so that's how it goes. And then lastly, the shifting gate. Mm. Once again, maybe it's better to install the shifting gate first before installing the, I guess this is the control panel. And that completes the step 5. And, have a look at the finished step 5. Move it. Of course, it will look much nicer with everything painted, like the electronic boxes and the fire extinguishers and all the buttons and switches and all that. And then we come to step 6. A few parts here. C18. 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 C19. Uh, C18, C19, C20. 19, 18, 20. B9. B is here. B9. The gas pedal and brake pedals. And that's about it. Other than that, it's the seats. So far, so good, huh? Simple, easy, quite enjoyable. That's not much of any issues with the assembly. And then this goes like that. Pointing back. Well, that the direction of the drawing, or it should be like this. Oh, it should be like this. Okay, no, it's correct. I thought it was pointing the wrong direction, but it was my mistake. Okay, like this. This is the interior tail light, I think. This up here. And then I know that the door panel will be installed here, so I cleaned up all the injection at the gate, because I know the door will be installed here. I need this edge clean, smooth, without any obstacle when I put the door panel on. I actually have that cleans up all this sanding dust. Cheap brush. And then let's do the part C18. So if you want to install all the wirings and stuff, you need to drill holes on this part. It is snug, very good. So the joint can be strong. And then the pedals, gas pedals, the brake pedals, and all that. Again, this edge is gonna install in the install onto the carpet floor. So I give it a very good cleanup, so there's no obstacle in the way when installing this onto the base of the cockpit. And this is the location where it should go. So if you clean it up, it will fit much better onto the location, the impression. And also, if you clean the edge very good, smoothly and clean it, you can have, and you will obtain the right angle of all the pedals, right? It should go at an angle like this. Okay. And then the gear shift. I think this is the I think this is being disabled in the racing version of the car. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I have no idea. But I thought these are the gear shifter. And I think they changed the gear shifting mechanism into sequential. And let's see, with the stick pointing at the back like this. Oops. And then the racing seats. Okay. Okay. Step 6 complete. Step 6 complete is the cockpit fully complete. So the fit of parts are good. No problem at all. No problem at all. You know, of course, everybody can super detail it, but it look quite nice as it is. And then we come to the roll cage. Um, I don't know whether you guys saw my videos before, but I usually use the cockpit floor as a jig to assemble the roll cage, and try not to fix the roll cage onto the carpet floor so that I can take it off for painting. So that's the two side of the roll cages, two sizes, and then this is the top. Some roll cages are really complicated, the way they break the parts up. And this time, it seems like they've simplified it, and only three parts, I think. Okay, only three parts. So it should be much easier to assemble. And let me check for the instruction gate. Here's one. Here's another one. Huh? What happened? Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry, I just realized the battery of the camera ran out, and I didn't know when it was cut off. But anyways, I was trimming the roll cage from the sprue. I have it plugged back in. So I have the roll cage trim out from the sprue. They are from sprue B. They're from sprue C and sprue B. And B6, B5 are the two sizes of the roll cage, and the C12 is the top part. I was trimming the injection gate, and this roll cage composed of only three parts, so it's much easier to assemble. I was trimming the gate. You can I don't know whether you realize how I trimmed the gate off from the parts. I did like this so I know where the edge is, and then I turn it before I clip it off so that I have a clean joint without cutting too much from the parts, the actual parts by mistake. And for here, I also look for the edge of the main part before I trim off the gate. But because this is at an angle, it's a bit more difficult to do what I did. Like here, it's easier. I can just that's how I sometimes I need to do this turning action to clean up the parts. Then just give it a quick clean up. Yes, I need to trim more on this one. Okay, just do a quick clean up. Again, this one here, it's difficult because it's going at an angle. And here's another one. Okay, then here's what I do. I try to dry fit the roll cage on the bottom of the driver's compartment, and then put the parts together. Okay, always with patience. Check for the fit of the parts. Okay, that goes on quite well. Okay. Okay, I glue one side on first. I see better. And this goes on here. So the middle one, this one needs better alignment before it can go in. So I will glue this, join this front part first. Oh, off camera. Okay. So before the glue dry, Okay, I'll let it dry. Yeah, thank you. I know I didn't see that. Yes, thanks for telling me. But anyways, I have popped that back into the charger. Actually, let's see. I need D5, D5, D5. I see a slight problem with the fit at the back of the roll cage. I don't know whether that's it's a problem or not yet because step 7 they haven't installed the roll cage onto the cockpit floor yet. But I just using the cockpit 4 as a jig. The, back out. Then install the rear view mirror. Good. Step 7 complete. Oh, okay. That's one more piece of roll cage that should go underneath the main one. So I'll wait for that. I'll leave the roll cage to drive for the moment. Then the instrument comment. I need the part number A5. Part number A5. Then we go back to sprue B, B8, 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 B17, okay, D6, and the steering wheel, the C17. Okay, the steering column, Okay, in the display, LED display. I think this is the LED display. Should I put this onto the steering column first? And then the air vents. This, it's okay. Wish they have stronger location packs or whatever for this thing to glue on, a bit more support to indicate where it goes and the right angle. I mean, it is okay now, but with a bit more location supports, it'll be easier to get things right. Sort of like Tamiya kind of. Then still need to get this. See, all they need is see if they have one. All they need is one more part down here to make sure that the location is exactly what it should be. Okay, and then let's clean this up a little bit. Okay. Again, for the steering wheel, uh, the mole parting line is on the edge, the top edge of the steering wheel. It would be nicer if the parting line is in the underneath of the three spokes, because you can see that the edge of the spokes are too sharp. It looks just like a injection plastic part. Instead of creating a metal part, it needs a little bit fillets around the all the edges of the spokes. Uh, just some minor details. So that completes the step 8. The instrument coming with the steering column. Trying to be careful with the column because if I bump it too hard, it will come off. So I just be very careful with it when assembling it. Make sure it's dry completely. And then lastly is the complete assemble of the driver's compartment. I have the basic compartment parts, the bottom parts of the base of the compartment there. I have the roll cage, the instrument coming. Now I need the two door panels and also C11, part C11. C11. What the hell is that? Oh, here. Is spruce C. Okay, let's finish the roll cage first. Okay. It's, it is fits here. Oh, here. Just keep it there and insert the complete cage here. Carefully fit the parts together. Okay, let's so I'm still trying to assemble the whole roll cage without having it glued to the bottom of the cockpit floor, so I can take it off for painting in the future. Okay, and that's the roll cage. And then let's get the two door panels. Well, actually, the fit of the all the parts of the roll cages are quite good, and not much of a problem or gaps in the joining area. And this one again, We don't need to sand this because we won't be seen this edge. It just won't be seen after the door panel is assembled to the cockpit floor. So I can brutal with it. Just cut off the gate. While the top part I need to sand because this will show up after the assembly of the parts. Mm. So here we go. Usually I check the fitting of each parts and test fit them and make sure everything fit together without much of a seam around. This time, because it's the test of the parts, so I just simply place them and assemble them so that we can tell whether the part fits together. And left the left side of the door panel fits really well. Maybe a slight problem here. A bit of glue should fix it. Sometimes when you have flat pieces like that, it's pretty difficult for the molding or the injection molding machine to mold it very straight and flat. So, but these, at least these two door panels so far these two door panels fits really well. Then the instrument panel coming. Actually, it's better to slip this. It's better to slip this. See the two little opening here and here. That actually should clip the roll cage. Then fit this. See, that's it. Um, Maybe I don't need to fix this onto the cockpit area because if I have time, I'm probably take it apart and paint it so that you guys can see how it looks like when painted. But if I take this off, this is the roll cage with the instrument panel and the coming installed. and this come off a little bit because there's no installation pin or anything, and I haven't really pressed it down for it to glue together, so I can do it now. Put a little glue there and have it stick together. So this one here. Maybe it's a good idea to drill holes on both sides and then install a piece of metal rod or thin metal wires to keep it in place. And if I leave it dry, it should be okay. I think that's a hole there. I don't know what's that for. See, I don't know where you can see. That's a hole there. There may be another piece of safety road cage to go on. Yeah, better don't move it. Better let it dry first. Yeah, better leave it to dry first. Okay. Then we complete the step 9. And let's move on to the body. How much work do we still have to do? Well, if it's been 2 hours, and maybe we should leave this to for tomorrow. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow night to continue us with step 10, 11, 12. 12 is actually cutting out the mask to paint the windows, and I don't think I'm going to do it on this test, but I will glue the windows onto the car bodies. And then 13, 14, which is the final assembly of the driver's compartment, the chassis onto the main body, and then the installing of the wheels. I will leave it tomorrow, if okay with you guys. And because what I like to do is also prepare the body for painting, or maybe even prime the body tomorrow night. Because after we prime the body, we can see the body shapes and all the details on the body much better. So, okay, let's call off tonight. It's been 2 hours, and let's continue tomorrow. And thank you very much, guys. Thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow. And good night for me, and then good day for you guys. And see you tomorrow. Huh? Bye bye.